Harnessing the power of light. Photography literally means drawing with light, and if you understand how to control it, you unlock the power to create any mood, to tell any story, and to master any scene. Light is not just about brightness, it's about direction, temperature, shape, and emotion. In this chapter, we're going beyond theory. I'm going to show you how I shoot with light on the street, in the woods, at weddings, and even in the chaos of live events. Understanding light. Light has key characteristics that affect your photo's final look. Number one is the intensity, the brightness or the strength of the light. Soft light flatters faces. Harsh light adds drama. Front light is flat. Side light, it adds shape. Backlight creates glow and silhouette. Then you have color temperature. This is measured in Kelvin. Warm light, like candles or golden hour, that creates emotion. Cool light, like in the shade or LEDs, these can be moody or sterile. Then you have the quality of light. Hard light has crisp shadows. Think noon sun or bare bulbs. Soft light, it's diffused and it wraps around your subject. Cloudy day, softbox, or window light is all soft light. There are two main categories. There's natural light and artificial light, and you must learn to use both. Natural light would be like golden hour. That's the first hour after sunrise or the last hour before sunset. I plan entire wildlife shoots and engagement sessions just around this because it's warm, it's soft, and it always wraps around your subjects beautifully. There's also blue hour. This is twilight before sunrise and after sunset. You get cooler tones, which is perfect for mood and mystery. Then there's midday light. This is harsh, direct. This is when your shadows are sharp. I use this for street portraits and action shots with drama. Otherwise, I always try to find some shade. Then there's window light. This is my favorite indoor light, and it's free. It's soft and it's directional. This is great for portraits or even product shots. Let's look at artificial light. Number one is continuous lighting. What you see is what you get. This is perfect for beginners or even video. In the studio, we use continuous lightings. I use LED panels at events when I need a fast light setup. Number two would be a flash. And these are great because these freeze motion and they fill in shadows. I would recommend mastering it on and off camera to always look like a pro. I often use a speed light bounced off a ceiling. This is called bounce lighting during receptions or just portrait shoots. Number three, we have studio strobes. This gives you full control, and I would recommend using modifiers like softboxes or grids. When I'm doing promotional portraits or professional portraits or even EPKs, this is my setup. Controlling and shaping light. Here's how I manipulate light on location. Number one, I use reflectors. I can bounce light onto my subject. I can use a white or gold reflector for portraits during golden hour or just feel light under a tree shade. I use diffusers. Diffusers will soften harsh light. I use a 5-in-1 diffuser over people's heads on sunny days to avoid getting those raccoon eyes. And then I use modifiers, grids, snoots, softboxes, umbrellas. These are like brushes in a painter's hand. For indoor shoots, I'll bring at the smallest a 36-inch softbox for creamy wraparound light, or I'll use a beauty dish that's about 18 inches if I want a little bit harsher light and more drama in my pictures. Number four, I like to use gels. Gels change the light color. I use warming gels during cold LED shoots or blue gels to simulate moonlight in a dramatic scene. Here are the lighting techniques that work. Number one is Rembrandt lighting. This is your classic portrait style. It creates a triangle of light under one's eye. I use this in moody shoots or storytelling profiles. Number two is loop lighting. Light slightly off the nose, casting a small shadow loop. This is flattering and natural. Use it for headshots and client work. Number three, I like to use split lighting. This is very dramatic. One side of the face is lit the other is in a shadow. This is great for musicians or intense portraits. Number 4 is backlight. This is where you position the light behind your subject and it creates a glow or a silhouette. This is essential in golden hour and weddings. And one of the best times to use backlighting is to let the sun or a light backlight your subject and then come in with a flash to just soften up the face. Here are some real scenarios on how I personally handle light. If I shoot an outdoor wedding at noon, I'll try to find an open, shady spot. I'll set my aperture at the widest aperture, f1.8 or f2.8, depending on the lens, to get that separation. I'll set my shutter accordingly for the light in the situation to get an even exposure, which is usually on a brighter day about 1/500th of a second. And then I'll try to keep my ISO as low as possible, around ISO 100. Now the rear dial darkens highlights instantly and it can do it clean and fast. But with concert venues with spotlights, I'll keep my shutter around 1/500th of a second, my spot metering on the performer's face, and I'll let my ISO float between ISO 400 when it's super bright on the stage, all the way up to ISO 12,800 when it gets really dark. This is where having that exposure compensation wheel on the back of your screen, if things get too bright too fast, you can use the rear dial to save your highlights from blowing out. So in the meantime, I'd like to give you some practice exercises. Number 1, go out and try to do some golden hour portraits. Shoot a friend at sunset or your pet. Try using some reflectors and adjust with the rear dial only. And just watch your exposure change and watch how quickly that you get to adapt without touching your ISO. And you'll also notice that when you change your exposure compensation wheel, your ISO will also go up and down. So this is another way to manually control your ISO without going into your settings and taking up valuable time. Then I want you to try number 2, a window light shoot. Indoors near a window, shoot with a side light. Use a white reflector to bounce some fill light and practice softening shadows. Number 3, try a backlight silhouette. Position a subject between you and the sun. Lower your exposure compensation until they silhouette and learn how to balance your highlight retention. Number 4, try a one light studio setup. Use a flash or an LED if you don't have a flash yet. Practice Rembrandt and loop lighting and adjust the shadows with a reflector or with a second fill light. The conclusion here today is light is your greatest ally or your biggest challenge. But when you combine solid lighting knowledge with a fast, intuitive manual setup, you become unstoppable. Now, you're no longer reacting to light, you're commanding it. With your shutter, your aperture, and your exposure wheel, you can sculpt shadows, shape emotion, and make light work for you.